What's up, everybody? I am Sir Aaron Carter, and you are tuned in to the third episode of Kids on Brooms Mystery at Salem Academy. And I don't even want to stretch this out too much because we got to get right to this one. So I'm going to throw it over to the Game Master Squiggles, and he's going to do his thing.
Yeah. So let's start out. I think this is just going to be traditional for throughout this campaign. Let's start out talking about what happened last session. And Amy, since you took so good notes last time, I'm going to kick it off to you to give us just a summary from the player's perspective of what happened last time.
The player's perspective when I wrote like 3 paragraphs? Oh, shoot. You want a proper recap? Episode 2.
I do.
Episode 2 recap. The duel is underway after charming Gregory Mech into assuring Azak and Eli that they would be a dueling pair. Pepper has seated herself for the last match of the duel, taking down Zachary Banks and his partner. Eli and Azax are up against Dooley and Gregory. After failing to make the grand appearance they had hoped for, Eli cast a mirror spell, bouncing off some pain, and Azax used feisty feet to force Gregory to Riverdance and accidentally summoned Defense Against Malicious Magic Professor Vex to the dueling hall, who promptly froze all the remaining students and sent our intrepid trio to detention after dinner while ensuring there would be punishment for their head boy, Zachary Banks. At dinner, high fives and accolades were given to Azax for the forced dancing, but after being bumped by Gregory, Azax was done, casting a spell that made Gregory poop himself. Eli attempted that was the polite version. Eli attempted to get them from the Great Hall and teleported the kids to Pepper's grandmother's shop. And just as they were about to go in, they saw a brilliant blue flash in all the windows at the school. Upon entering Grand Shop, the trio sat down to a cup of tea and some advice as how to get back to school without being caught. But first, the magic ticker in the shop showed a blank spot, a blip. No magic. Such an odd moment for our trio. So with a bit of help from Gran, they poofed back up to the school, only to be confronted with Professor Vex. Eli piped up that they were present for detention, and yet they never had detention? It seems that there's been a magical shake-up at the school, and what has been lost may be more than just a few students. Welcome to Kids on Broom, Episode 3.
So you're going to write the novel when it comes to the recap of everything.
Yeah, she is.
The novelization, the screenplay.
Yes.
When we have the free movie deal, it'll be great.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? I think that's a great summary. We left off where you guys had poofed back into Professor Vex's office, and he was completely confused. Some might say vexed on why you were even there expecting detention. And you discovered that students had gone missing. There were a few students that were there hours before that nobody had ever heard of before, including head boy Zachary Banks.
He's AWOL.
He is AWOL. No one seems to know him. In fact, there was only one student who you could recall off the top of your head who was also at the duel with you all that was still around. And that was Mr. Dooley.
Yeah.
Dooley's still here.
Dunn. Dooley Dunn is still around.
Eli. Let's talk about Eli real quick. Eli, big session for you last time. You'd had a duel. It didn't quite go exactly where you went, but where you necessarily wanted to go. There was no outcome. No one was declared a winner, but you did get a few shots in at somebody that you were hoping to get a few shots in at. Tell us what last session was for Eli, and what he hopes to find out this session, or do, or discover.
Eli has got kind of a tiny bit of a wake-up call. He didn't fully succeed in what he was trying to do, and then failed even further whenever he tried to use a spell twice, the same spell that he thought that he had. He went into using with so much confidence. So he's a small little bit doubtful himself, but it's turned into determination for him to actually master this one teleportation spell that he's failed twice in a row. So that's where his head is at right now. And then, of course, trying to figure out what happened to um, anybody else that's in the, that seems to be disappeared or invisible or whatever's happened to them.
Yeah, I mean that's the mystery at hand. You were pretty anxious to duel Dooley last time, right?
Yes, only because of the little kerfuffle that we had at the front door getting into the actual duels in the first place. Eli felt like he should have known who he was, and on his merit alone, he should have just let him through instead of going through the password and all that other stuff, that the regular students, go through.
Yeah, I mean that's big for your character Eli, who very much prides himself on who he is, who his family is, what their status is in both the financial and wizarding community. I mean, based on where he lives and his family lives. So there was a bit of resentment and how Dooley treated Eli, and so it'll be interesting to see how that shapes Eli over the course of this episode.
We'll see. Actually, we'll see.
And then there was Azax Amber Wolf, played by Steven. Steven, tell us about Azax's journey last session and what he hopes to do or discover or learn this session.
Well, last session, definitely with the whole combat and everything, it went a little bit differently than he was expecting. For one, he wasn't expecting to have summoned a teacher. So he's definitely still trying to get a hold on his magic. His spells seem a little unrefined, but he's very proud of the old making the kid poop his pants. And so now that he learned that he can be a little mischievous and reckless, he might get a little carried away. So we'll see what happens. Definitely.
I love that moment, by the way, where Azax made somebody poop his pants, because that seemed like in other media where there's magical wizards going to a school, it's probably very prim and proper, but in an American wizarding school, definitely somebody's getting a spell cast on them to poop their pants. Like that is just gonna happen in an American wizarding school, and you got to get over it. Like day one, that's like spell day one. People are looking up. It's probably written on the bathroom walls. Like it's there.
Yeah, and so that one's definitely going in the books, in the spell book, and I will remember.
Yeah, I like Azax's spell book too, because Azax does not get into any funny Latin words. He says what he wants to do, and somehow it works. And sometimes it doesn't, right?
And sometimes it doesn't. Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes you summon a teacher to the illegal, illicit duel that you're having, without anybody knowing. Sometimes that happens too. And last but certainly not least, Amy, who's playing Pepper Leibowitz. Pepper was key in getting both Azax and Eli into the duel. Tell us a little bit about what last session was for Pepper and what she's hoping to do, learn, or discover this session.
The duel in last session was pretty much for Pepper, a reminder of her impact on the environment around her, while also being really information driven and looking to learn a lot of new spells, and also watch people practice. She is very interested in the Popo at the Dodo spell, to see if she might be able to cast it sometime soon, but with illusionary authority figures and not actual ones. But really, when it comes to what they've learned from Grand and now the situation at the school, she really wants to know what's going on and just kind of find her bearings. She trusts Azax and Eli to like kind of be her partner in arms. So they're literally walking into a situation where the one person that we have identified of the plethora of students that are still there is the one that is not happy with Eli, and she has not buttered up properly. So this is an unknown, but hopefully we'll figure out who the hell Dylan is because he's our new head boy, and
Mhm.
whatever happened to the rest of the kids because apparently Jill is gone, which means now Azax's crush is somewhere. We don't know
Mm.
where.
Was Jill Azax's crush? I feel like Azax had no idea Jill was alive.
No, Azax is oblivious to anything romantic involved. He doesn't get it.
Jill was certainly crushing hard though, like fangirling over Azax, 100%. Um, all right, well, I think it's a good place to catch everybody up. So again, you guys uh, went to find at the behest of Pepper's grandmother, went to go find Professor Vex, had a conversation with him about what went on, and were kind of confused at the fact that these students, Jill, your head boy, they had all disappeared, or at least nobody knows of them anymore. Um, Nobody can obviously tell you where they were, and the only name that you have of anybody who you ran into at this duel um, was Dooley. And so you had made a plan to go find Dooley and find out what is going on. And you guys have spent some time trying to find Dooley. It's actually about a week later. You guys have spent the better part of a week trying to find Dooley. And not that you can't find him. He's in classes. He's sitting at the very front of the class every time. Again, Dooley is just kind of a portly fellow, big boned, and he was, to everybody else's knowledge, a bit of a troublemaker. And like he's not the type to really get detention, but in a group of kids, he's definitely got some kind of game going on, and everybody knows it. Which has been a stark contrast for the last week. You guys have been trying to get just a few minutes alone with Dooley. He is always the first person in class. He's the first person to leave. Once he leaves, like he is gone. He is down the hall into the next class. And when he's not in classes, he is either with a teacher or just not nowhere to be found. He is gone. And so you guys have spent the better part of a week trying to find him. And so our scene opens up where you guys are in your last class of the day. Dooley is in the front. It is your transfiguration class. And you guys, it's kind of a free period. Like you guys have finished up your work. Professor Moon has kind of given everybody the ability to kind of just quietly talk amongst yourselves, and you guys are in the back of the class just talking to yourselves. And that's where the scene picks up.
So it's been a week, guys, and there's been no sign of any of the students that we know to be alive around. What are we doing about this?
I don't know. I mean, Dooley's still here. We still haven't really got to talk to him.
Is he
Yeah.
avoiding us?
I don't know if he's avoiding us or maybe he just doesn't remember your rivalry. Do you think we should just take him and like talk to him somewhere and just see if he knows anything? I mean, if the teachers didn't know anything, I don't think a student will either, but I just don't know.
So the only thing staying the same is pretty much us, the teachers, and Dooley. Everything else is different.
Well, no. Oh God, the detention teacher.
Professor Vex didn't know what the hell was going
Yeah,
on.
Professor Vex had no idea.
Well, I meant like
No.
physically the same. Like if they're all gone, like if the students are all gone, we haven't found any teachers that are missing, right?
Well, I mean, I haven't seen all the professors seem to be the same, but like Jill's missing, Greg's missing, Peggy's missing. Like I don't even Gregory Hall. I don't know who the heck that was Professor Vex was talking about. Like I asked around and apparently he was like the head boy for what was the brains cohort, whatever they were called. The I can't remember. The other one of the other cohorts, but he was like their head boy and they're like, "Oh yeah, he graduated." But when I was saying Gregory Mech, super big, buff dude. Everybody looked at me like I was like freaked out. Like
So,
like maybe I was on something. And I'm not today. I
so
promise.
all right. So there's only specific students missing then.
Yeah. I mean, this is weird. And we could try to just pop down, but the way that Julie is literally avoiding everybody, I mean, he didn't do this before. I've seen him like he used to lollygag, but this is weird.
As you guys are talking, you just like you guys are kind of huddled together, just talking quietly amongst yourself. You don't want anybody over here. And just a head peeks into your conversation, and he goes, "You guys looking for Dooley?"
Who's asking?
You turn around, and there is one of the senior classmates. He is a probably just on the cusp of 18-year-old boy, tall, lanky kid. He's got one of those pencil mustaches that that kids get before they can fully grow a mustache. And he peeks his head and he goes, or I'm sorry, you would recognize that he's one of your classmates. His name is Danny Thurston.
Thirsty Thurston. Okay. All right.
Skinny, lanky fellow, bone, like his cheeks and his jaw are just really bony, and just kind of like his skin is just kind of wrapped tightly around his face. Blonde hair, blue eyes. He goes, "I've been watching you guys this week. Every time Dooley leaves class, you guys run right after him. So
Was
I
it to
thought
you?
maybe I was just an observant friend. That's all. I meant no harm. I was just hoping that I could help."
In exchange for what?
You know, I like to have favors.
Okay.
Favors are things that you can call in now, later. Favors, they're like interest, It's good to have it.
So
I'm
what?
gonna and pull out of my backpack. Oh, you mean flavors? And try to offer him a flavor fart like these?
Make a charm check.
Hey. That's a D20. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh no!
Oh.
He looks and he goes,
Hmm.
I thought you said flavor,
This-
right?
"This is not my first rodeo. I know a flavor farter when I see it."
I thought that's
Think
what you were
so.
looking. I thought that's what you were looking for. You flavor,
No,
not favors.
favor.
Well, here's the
Oh.
thing, Thurston. What can you do for us?
Oh well, I if you're trying to meet up with Dooley, I can tell you how and when to do that.
I mean, that doesn't seem like too much of a big task. We could just follow him ourselves.
Yeah, literally, he's
Not-
right there. I can just grab him with my backpack.
You've
Just-
been,
Just take him out of the class.
as far as I can tell, you've been quite unsuccessful this week. If you think you can do it, that's fine. I don't need a big favor. Favors come in all shapes and sizes. Some big, some small. Sometimes you just need a small favor from a friend,
All right, what do you
Somebody
guys
to-
think? I mean,
somebody to
he's
give you a hall pass, somebody to, raise their hand and say here when the roll is attended. That's all.
Can I summon Luna?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, your
Are they-
your
she knows
familiars are, they're free to walk the grounds.
Okay. So then this is what's this gentleman's name? Danny? Right? Danny Thurston?
Danny Thurston.
Thurston. Okay, so like Danny, I'm gonna do you a favor, and this one's gonna be for free. You tell us what we need to know, or she's gonna bite you in the dick. And I point down to Luna, who's right next to his crotch, and she's baring her teeth. Don't scream. Don't make a sound. Tell me what we need to know, and everything will be fine. We have no dicks bitten at all. You know what I mean? Help me, help you. Help me, help you, and everything will be all right. So just tell us what we need to know. Stop being so mysterious, because I'm already sick of it.
I want to stand forcefully behind Azax with my arms crossed.
I'm gonna slide to one side so I look like I'm not a part of this, but really I'm just blocking so that Luna's like, if there is gonna be dick bitery, no one's gonna see it, like especially from the teacher or the hall perspective. So I'm just kind of sliding, but I'm listening / looking around, keeping an eye on Dooley.
Can I imprint the illusion of him getting bit in the dick by a wolf in his head?
Do you want to force
you can certainly try to in some way control this man's thoughts forcefully if you'd like.
It's just a flash, like just basically to incept the thought of him, like it could happen. Like this is real.
Yeah, so that's gonna be a brains check.
All right.
What is it called? It sounds like it's like a fear force or something.
It'll be a divination based spell.
A divination based spell. Where did my roller go here? So many screens up. There we go. All right.
Big money, no whammy.
So you said D10.
Actually, I'm sorry.
Brains
reading this is actually gonna be a grit. It's gonna be a grit. It'd be more grit than brains.
For an illusion?
Yeah, so grit determines how hard it is to break a character emotionally or physically. And you are trying to emotionally break this man to come to your side of thinking. So yeah, it's gonna be a grit.
Damn, I was hoping it would persuade him. All right, so grit. Shoot, I did not keep track of my
character sheet.
No, the tokens.
Okay.
The tokens.
Yes. Currently, your tokens you have 4 current tokens for this run.
Okay.
Can I just pause real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
I could have an Amy taking notes in every campaign that I ran.
Dude, for real. For reals. Because you literally just gave me Danny's name and I forgot it in 2 seconds.
You have 4 adversity tokens, Stephen, and currently, Aaron, you have 6.
I have 6. Yeah, I remember that. I got mine written down.
So
I'm about to do a lot.
I'm gonna pump. I'm gonna pump 2 into this bad boy.
That's it. Wait, what's your grit?
Aaron, are you helping? Because you stood behind him.
Yeah, I stood behind him.
Low. I have a D6.
You're a D6. Okay. So okay.
So
I'll throw 2 into the pot as well, so he gets an extra 4.
Yeah, you guys. This is not a snap decision. This is a planned action. So you stand up, put your hand on Danny's shoulder and give it a tight squeeze, while Azax pulls out his wand and points it directly at the temple of Danny and conjures up an image. Go ahead and roll your dice.
So yeah, and then I got a +1 from my wand. So okay. So that's
tell me what the final is.
Flex those
I'm very
numbers.
nervous rolling this.
Just roll it.
3 + 5.
Yeah, +5 is 8.
So 8.
Okay. You see his eyes, his pupils go white. There's nothing in his eyes anymore. It's just solid white. And you see him kind of grimace and wince. And just as quickly, his eyes return to normal. The fog fades. And he looks at you, fearful for a moment, and then smiles and goes, I like you. That's quite a spell. You know, I like you. I'm going to tell you exactly what I know. Nothing big, nothing major. It's just going to be a small favor anyway. And there's no reason for myself to get hurt over a small favor. I was just going to suggest to you that that Dooley has been disappearing every week after classes because he has detention. And this is his last day of detention. So if you three were to somehow find your way to detention, you would have an empty room in which to talk to Dooley. That's all.
I'm gonna stand up, I'm gonna turn around really fast, reach into my bag, take a handful of electric shock gumballs out, throw them in my mouth, chew them really fast, and then take them and just throw them at Professor Moon.
Well, that's one way.
I
Definitely.
was just gonna say we can go to the detention hall and then distract the teacher for like 5 minutes while the other two sneak in. But I guess
You,
go to detention.
before anybody can, like, as the words get out of Danny's mouth, you, Azax and Eli, you see a giant wad of gum
Electric
fly
shock
across.
gum.
Yeah, fly across the room. It hits Professor Moon directly in the forehead, and then you see just sparks of lightning burst out, like just showers of sparks burst of the point of impact of this gum.
Lord.
You see Professor Moon.
I think he killed him.
He drops into his chair for a second, takes the gum, scrapes it off his head, flings it to the ground, and just says, "Ooh." And you can see the entire class turn and look at Pepper.
Me.
And she's raising her hand and she goes, "Detention. Now. Now. Don't stop. Go. Now."
Pay attention.
Okay. Azax, that wasn't
all right.
I'm gonna turn around and go, guys, don't forget we've got the communication things. I'll see you when you get down to detention, okay? And I'm gonna pick up my bag, walk and go, who am I going to for detention again, Professor Moon?
You are going to the headmaster's office for detention. Now.
Going. Thank you.
All right. We just need to, I guess, wait and see what intel she gets then, right? We can always get her out at any time. I can just teleport in, teleport out. We're good.
Let's relax on the teleportations, Eli.
I got it. I've been practicing.
We're 0 for 2 right now, and
I've been
Danny,
it's been
what
a
are you
week.
still doing here? Get out of here, Dan.
Danny goes, "Your friend has moxie. I like that. I'll have to keep an eye on her." And he said he gets up, puts on his backpack, walks back over to his seat, which is on the other side of the classroom. But before he does, he leans in. He puts his wand next to your ear, and you hear your voice saying an idle threat to him coming from the tip of his wand. The exact words that you said to him to threaten him about your dog or about your wolf biting his penis off. And he goes, "My friend, don't forget the favor." And he walks away.
Is the favor you getting your junk bit, Azax?
No, I think my illusion didn't work.
Well, I mean,
don't know.
I think he just didn't.
He completely bought. Your illusion worked. He completely bought that you would have your dog bite him in the dick. He just happened to have his own little recording of what you said.
Oh.
He's a rat, is what he is.
Yeah.
And he's an old rat at that. Super senior, I feel like. Should have graduated years ago.
He's fourth year.
Good
He
Lord.
might be fifth year.
Exactly.
Who knows?
All right.
Has he walked out the class yet?
No, he just walked back to his seat, which was on the other side of the classroom.
You said this was a free period, right?
It's the end of Transfiguration class.
Yeah. It's. I mean, the class is over. It's kind of a free period. You're just not free to leave yet.
Let's head to the library, Azax.
Okay.
I think if we're there, we're waiting. I mean, because Pepper's in detention. So if we head to the library and wait for her there while she gets information from Dooley, we'll have little to no one, kind of interrupting us, just like Thurston did over here.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, around that time, class is about ready to let out. You hear the bell. As predicted, Dooley jumps up, runs out the door, faster than you can even get your things together to stand up. Professor Moon would normally dismiss the class and hope everybody have a wonderful rest of their day, but he is just seething. He is angry. And you see him just not making contact with anybody. Head down, rubbing the spot on his forehead where the gumball hit. And everybody else in the class stands up and kind of meanders on their way.
All right. What are you thinking?
You guys are making your way to the library?
Okay.
I'm
Where's
just
the
thinking.
detention hall?
I'm just thinking it's a place where we won't get bothered. That's all I'm thinking.
You were looking for isolation?
Yeah, looking for isolation. So Dooley wasn't, I mean, not Dooley, but so people like Thurston won't just keep on, we got to figure out why Dooley's the only other person not affected. And, she's our best
That
in.
we know of.
That we know of. So, no, I mean, he's our best, our best lead.
Yeah.
The adults, quote
Also,
unquote, don't know.
Since the professor's offices are by the greenhouses and the rec room, you could aim that way. We do our dorm is the south dorm, so those abut the greenhouses and the rec room. Just saying. Because the library is literally through the dueling hall. You'd have to cross to get to the library. You'd go through the entrance hall to get to the professor's office, or try to shake through the east dorms. And I don't know who's in the east dorms. Just saying.
Well, I mean, any dorms should be populated by anybody. So
you would all three of you would be in the east dorms.
You said south dorms.
Are you? Did I?
From the start of the game, we were in the south dorms.
That's what I said. That's what I meant.
That's
exactly what I said then.
All right,
so who's in the east dorms?
All right. So
we don't know.
South dorms.
We don't know who's in the east dorms.
So no one speaks of the east dorms.
I mean, so if you're asking, I mean, you would know that that the Badgers are in the east dorms, as well as the school that has flight.
And what's their cohort's name?
What's their cohort's name?
All right, we already got Finches and Bulls. Yeah,
Finches,
okay.
Bulls, Badgers, and
this is flight.
Oh, if this is flight, then
I don't know. There's something like Falcons or something.
Yeah, Falcons, Eagles.
The Falcon House?
You know what? Make them the Penguins, a flightless bird.
Yeah.
Kiwis. I want Kiwis. They run.
There you go. Yeah, something that's not as
the
known.
Kiwi House.
Yeah,
the
known
Kiwi
for
cohort.
flight.
Got it.
All right, yeah. The Kiwi House and the Badgers are in the East Dorm.
Badgers and the Kiwis. Got it. Okay. And I'm on my way to Professor Gossender's office for detention.
Alder Huckleberry Gassander. Yep.
Gossander. I thought it was Gosser. Gossender.
Awesome.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so you're headed to the professor's office, but the detention actually happens. Professor Gassander's office is right there between the astrology lab and the professor's office. He has a corner office, so he sets everybody who's in detention in the astrology lab to do work, to potentially write on the board, or just sit quietly.
Okay.
So I'm going to his office first, then I'm going to the astrology lab.
Yep. That's you would go talk to him first, and then he would place you in detention.
All right, so I'm gonna go and
And so you
Okay. Sorry, I just brought up the map, and I'm now seeing where the astrology lab is.
right.
were you wondering how she was just telling you where all these places were?
No.
within
I
the,
knew how she
Okay.
was telling me. I was trying to find that document, and I got it now. So okay,
Gotcha.
and then I wanted to. I mean, the library is still just right there.
Yeah, well, if we didn't know where the where detention was being held.
Okay, so then yeah, Azax, we can chill in the library. As soon as she gets
Yeah.
the information, we pop in teleportation style, pop out, and we go from there.
Let's see what if she can get the information without us first.
Yeah.
That way she has an opportunity to
Yeah, she
least
does
try
her
to
thing
do
in
it.
there.
And if worse comes to worse, I guess we'll go in there. But
Yeah, we
I think
pop
if we
in
teleport
teleportation
in,
style, and we pop out.
that
I've
might be a
got
little
this.
fancy, man.
I've worked it out. I've done the math. I got it. I know what I did wrong the last time.
All right, I trust you, man. I trust you. I'm just saying, maybe we should have a plan 3,
Well,
just in case.
we'll work on the plan 3. Yeah, we'll work on plan 3. But as right now, this will be plan 1. Oh, we need to keep communication with her too, though, right?
Yeah, that's what we
We've
have.
got our stuff. It's
All
an
right.
adversity token to start up. So I'll take care of that once I have information. Just a recollection for you guys that mine is my family crest ring. So I use an adversity token to activate it, and it'll warm when activated for communication across both of us. So Azax, it is your family wolf
Yep.
crest
Yep.
that will light up, and Eli, it is your
Card
card
holder.
case.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
little card case. Yeah.
So it'll get warm, and then you'll be able to, in grasping it, you'll be able to hear and communicate back and forth.
Perfection.
Let's
Can I
don't
get
know,
to Can I get to him to the headmaster first?
maybe we should get on our brooms. We haven't done that. And check out the campus. I mean, we've looked on the ground level if anything's different, right? But we haven't looked from above.
Oh, so
you
want to
would
just
certainly know that many students after class fly around the intramural fields on their brooms.
Yeah.
All right.
So why not
head to the skies?
head to the skies?
All right.
Let's check the grounds in our brooms. And I will summon the Heartwood helper. Heartwood's helper. And I guess when we're in a clearing, because right now we're in the library, right? Don't want to do that. So when I walk out the library, I will summon the Heartwood's helper.
Yeah, you would know you probably would want to summon it once you're outside of the building. The way that it works is there's a broom closet on the outside of the building, and you can summon them. And as long as you're outside of the building, they'll be free to come to you. They will not come to you in the building with the standard summoning spell for brooms.
Okay. All right. So
Yes. So you guys make your way out to the intramural fields. You summon your brooms, and around the same time, Pepper has made it to the professor's office.
And I'm knocking on the door.
Yeah, you give it a little knock on the door, and older gentleman, long flowing white beard, long flowing white hair, in older robes. With a very ornate magic wand, and he goes, "Ah, Pepper, my dear, come in, come in. How's your grand doing?"
Headmaster, I just had a little incident with Professor Moon, unfortunately.
Oh no, come sit down. Tell me all about it, please.
So I'll walk over, sit down on the chair, and put my bag in front of me and go, well, I had this really good gum. You know, I got it when we were still in town, and it accidentally I was with Danny Thurston and Eli and Azax in, transfiguration class, and Danny thought
Mhm.
I was choking, and he smacked me really hard on the back, and I basically cough spit my gum. I didn't realize it was an electroshock gum that I had because it tasted like the regular lavender gum that Graham usually tries to keep in the back of the store. And so it hit Professor Moon, it shocked him, and I guess I get detention now. It was an accident, I swear.
Make me a charm check for that blatant lie. Mm.
Ooh,
Roll it again. It explodes.
Oh yeah, she's got it.
has to.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh no, my dear, are you okay?"
I'm all right. I really feel bad for Professor Moon though, because I know he's a little bit older and he's so sweet and he's one of my favorite people. And I know he's in charge of the Kiwi house. But I want to make sure that, that he's okay. And he understands it wasn't intentional. But yeah, I mean, I understand taking detention. It was the wrong gum.
I understand. Well, so obviously he gave you detention. You're very sorry. Um, I think we'll just make sure that it's just 1 day of detention. If you don't mind, there's another student in detention in the astrology lab. Go take a seat, work on your studies, work on your homework. I'll head down to Professor Moon's office, and I'll smooth things over. Obviously, you very very much didn't mean to hit him in the head with an electroshock gumball. Like that would just be crazy.
Yeah.
I'll go
It,
smooth it over.
Thank you, headmaster. Is is there anybody else in detention, or is it just me and the other student?
It's just you and one other student.
Okay. And is there anything like if I need to use the bathroom or the door's gonna auto lock on me and trap me outside? I remember that happened to Gregory Hall when he was here, that he got detention with Professor Vex and he had to go to the bathroom. And when he came back, the doors were locked. And then he was standing outside the door when Professor Vex came to check on him. And then it got really, really frustrating because he was standing there. So he had another 2 weeks of detention, even though it didn't mean to. I mean,
No, no, no. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll make sure that doesn't happen.
okay.
Do you need to use the restroom right now before you start your detention?
No, no,
Okay.
no. I'm good.
I
I don't
I'm
want
going
to.
to take a few minutes, go check on Professor Moon. If you need to use the restroom or anything like that, just come knock on my door. I will escort you and make sure you get back in.
Okay. Thank you, headmaster. And I'm going to stand up, kind of dust myself off, and go. I'll go to the astrology lab. Right? That's where you said it was.
Yes, just right through that door.
Okay. Thank you, headmaster. And I'm going to go and open the door and look inside the astrology lab. And what do I see?
You see Dooley look over behind his shoulder, looking at you, and then quickly sink his head down into his book. He clearly does not want to be seen by you.
Okay. I'm going to close the door behind me. And how many spaces around him? Like, are the desks free? Are they tables? Are they does the
Yeah,
space
so I mean it's like if you imagine like the high school chemistry lab experience where it's those big long black tables with the wood bases. There's probably 3 seats at each of those tables. They're all facing forward where there's a chalkboard in the front. And on the chalkboard is a very ornate map of the stars, that you can assume was magically etched in by chalk. Uh, and there's pieces of chalk. There's a professor's desk at the head of the class, but there's nobody in the professor's desk. And Dooley is just sitting at the very front table, head deep in his book, shoulders slunken in, and he's very tense.
All right, so I'm going to walk up, and as I walk up, I'm going to take out one of my marshmallow wands, or two of my marshmallow wands out of my bag, put my
Mhm.
bag on, walk up, and sit down at the chair, because you said there's three. So I
Mhm.
don't know which one he's sitting in, but I'm going to sit at one end, and then I'm going to look over and go, Hey, aren't you in my transfigurations class? At Dooley.
He does not respond.
Oh, I
He does not
guess.
move.
Ooh.
Do you want a marshmallow one? And I'm gonna kind of gesture and hold one out to him.
He gives you a side eye, but his body posture is very rigid and stiff, and he just again barely glances at you.
So then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put it on the table and slide it towards him and go, promise I didn't hex it and it's not electroshock. I don't know if you saw that. It was an accident.
He looks at you and he goes, I don't want to talk about it.
You you don't want to talk about what? I'm like really confused. Like genuinely.
You hang out with Azax and Eli, correct?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, most of my friends seem to like disappear in the middle of classes and stuff, so it's been kind of hard. I mean, it's only my second year.
Yeah, disappearing. That's exactly what I don't want to talk about. Disappearing. And he puts his head back in the book.
Meanwhile, I'm going to use one of my adversity tokens and activate my ring by rubbing it. So I have to, sorry, I'm making my notes so that I know how many I'm using. So that's one adversity token. So the boys, all their gear is going to get hot and they can hear what I'm hearing.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm
so
gonna-
in the meantime, you guys have gotten your brooms and you're just kind of flying around the campus and you feel a very just warm sensation in each of your pockets.
Can I
All around
like
you guys.
pull
From
a
it.
pull
Oh,
a stopping? You know what I mean? Like stop the broom in its flight path.
Yeah.
You know, just when I feel that.
Yeah, basic locomotion for basic rules for your broom is you all know how to fly a broom, so you can hover midair, you can fly to a destination in a straight path. Anything that's not fancy, right? Like if you're trying to do tricks or
Yeah, no, I'm just stopping when I feel
It's-
that. I want to
You're
fly.
You're gonna hover.
Yeah, I want to
it's like
fly and
riding a
hover.
bike for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like riding a bike for you, right? Like if you're riding a bike to your friend's house, like there's no special check you're gonna need to make to ride a bike to your friend's house. If you guys want to do pop wheelies and go off ramps and things like that with your brooms, that's where we're gonna do some dice rolling.
I just want to.
So yeah,
I want to just go and hover like right above the astrology lab, because I know now it's now we're getting to where Pepper wants to.
We
She
know
wants.
where we should.
Yeah, we know where we should be now. So yeah, I want to just go float over there.
yeah, you're hovering just slightly over the castle, where the astrology lab would be.
Okay, and then I just kind of want to listen in with the my card holder, my family crest card holder.
Yep, you pull it out. It's warm to the touch. You don't have to like press it against your ear or anything weird. If you just kind of hold it close to you, you will hear the words that are being picked up by it. So all you have to do is kind of hold it close to your chest. You'll hear what's going on.
And as
All
long
right.
as I keep talking, we don't have to spend additional adversity tokens. It's still the mechanic still works.
Yep.
So
Oh.
I'm gonna look at Dooley and I'm gonna go, "Oh, what are you talking about? I mean, like I disappearing. Like, I mean, they literally get up in the middle of class and they switch classes from me. Like, what are you talking about?
You don't remember either.
Rem-
Uh,
w-
Zachary. Zachary Banks.
Zachary
You
um,
don't remember either. I don't want to talk about it. If you don't remember who I'm talking about, I don't want to talk about it.
you
Zachary
mean my
Banks,
old
Zachary
head boy?
Banks.
So you do remember Zachary.
Zachary Banks wasn't he the one that you took down? Did you take him down or it was Gregory, right? Gregory took him down in the duel that was on the first day.
You remember Gregory too?
Yeah, Gregory Mack. You remember Gregory?
Yes. I'm
And that
surprised
guy
you do.
crazy?
At this time, I look at Eli and I'm like, "Are we going in yet?"
No, let her get more. All we know is that he remembers everything too. We don't know if he knows why. If he knows why, then
Okay, well, let's instead of just sitting still, let's kind of maybe do a couple of
Do a
flybys.
slow
So
movie.
it looks like we're training on the brooms instead of just sitting here because that might draw attention to other people on brooms.
Okay, I'm gonna pull out my book from my bag, sit it on the table, and slide one seat closer to Julie and go, "Yeah, I I remember Gregory and Jill, my friend Jill. Do you remember Peggy?
Yes. I know Jill and I know Peggy, and they're not here anymore.
Hey, I can't find them. I thought they had just switched over to another cohort, or like they got transferred to that European
No,
school.
no, 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 no. They're gone.
They're gone.
No one, as far as I can tell, remember they even went here.
Detention.
Look, I don't know how you avoided it, but I am staying out of it.
ask him how he
I-
avoided it.
Yeah, ask him where he was at.
Okay, and I hear it. I hear it. And I'm like, well, where were you? I got zapped out of the Great Hall after Gregory shat his pants.
I took my broom and went into the forest. But then it happened. How did you avoid it?
Got poof. I landed at Grand's place, and I literally turned around, and I'm leaving out that you guys were with me just in case. I turned around and I looked at the school, and there was this big blue flash, and that was it. And I like freaked out, and so I went
You
into
went there for
Grand's.
the flash?
I saw it on the outside. Did you see a flash?
Yes, that was the spell, the one that wiped everybody's memory.
There's a memory wipe. But where did the students go? Wouldn't they still be here?
I don't want to talk about it. If we talk about it, we'll end up like the others. You're gonna get us all in trouble.
I'm gonna offer him that marshmallow one. Do you still want the marshmallow one?
He looks at it and he kind of, for the first time, like he kind of relaxes a little bit. And he picks it up and goes, my mom used to buy me marshmallow wands. And he puts it back down and he looks at you and he goes, you really don't know what's going on. You really weren't here
No,
for it.
no. I mean, I wasn't here. I saw it from the town, from in front of Grand Shop, and it was really bright and it was big. And then when I went inside and I told Gran about it, the magic ticker that she keeps that registers all the magic, because Gran has always done that, but it regulates and monitors all the magic on the island. It had a big old blip, like there was nothing there,
Wait,
like magic had stopped.
huh. Yeah, that would make sense. Okay. Okay. Look,
I wonder if he saw what happened to Gregory.
if you
Yeah, ask him.
really want to know what's going on,
Yeah.
if you really want to know, we can't talk about it here.
Okay.
Meet me in the forest tonight after curfew,
Okay.
right on the edge of the woods. We can talk more there. It's safe. But in the
Okay.
school, we shouldn't be talking about this at all.
All right, so I guess we got ourselves a date.
And I'm gonna lean back and I'm gonna take a bite out of my marshmallow wand and go, so really, why did you get stuck in detention?
I've been hiding. I've been acting out to get detention. So that way, I'm always near the professors. I need a reason to be near the professors. They can't get me if I'm close to the professors.
Who's they?
I'm-
Ask him who
I'm-
they is.
Is so the people that don't want to be your friends, and I'm gonna like look around, trying to be like super sneaky about the people that don't want to be your friends, like wink, wink, wink at Dooley.
Yes. Those people. The people who we don't talk about in the school.
Yeah. Um,
Don't we talk about in
they
the school?
are they in position, or do they do jobs that
Look.
are
Look.
Okay.
Gonna sit over there.
Okay.
If you want to know more, we can't talk about it here.
okay?
Uh,
Tonight
might-
in the forest. Tonight
There might
after curfew in the forest. Is there
Here's-
anything I could like look up information about this happening before? Like, do we
No.
know?
In the school,
Right.
we shouldn't be talking about this at all.
The walls are thin, Pepper.
Okay.
People can hear you. It's not
Okay.
us.
And I'm gonna nod. I'm gonna nod and thinking that the guys can see me while I'm nodding. So do you have the notes from class then? Could I borrow them, please?
He takes out his wand. He points it at a blank piece of parchment, flips it out of his book, pulls a quill out of his backpack, and points his wand at that. And the quill starts transcribing for you the notes that he took on his parchment, making you a
Uh,
photocopy.
I like that. I'm gonna thank you, Dooley. And I'll definitely make sure that I'm where we agreed upon. And so I'm gonna scooch over back to the other seat and give him some more space.
9 p.m. after curfew.
9 p.m. after curfew at the edge, and I'm gonna.
If you get caught, do not mention you were coming to find me.
Got it.
all
Got
right. I
And I'm gonna go. Got it. And I'm gonna lean over and I'm gonna check to look towards the back door to see if the professor or the headmaster is making his way out.
want to
Yeah, I
look
mean-
at Azax, and I want to because we overheard everything, correct?
Yeah.
So whoever Dooley is afraid of, I'm figuring they have some type of far reach throughout the whole school. And
Yeah.
Pepper can hear this too, right?
Mm-hmm. You're still
Yep.
talking.
Okay, so clearly if Dooley wants to get off campus,
Somebody on campus is in on this.
yeah, it's definitely somebody in on campus. And I don't know. Dooley thought he was the only one that was unaffected. So
See, but here's the thing, though. Is it's got to be a spell because he said something about altering memories, right?
yeah,
A memory wipe.
So who's strong enough to use a spell that will change and alter people's memories throughout the school?
I mean, it's got to be one of the teachers.
It's got to be a teacher, right?
Yeah.
'cause these students were learning how to do stuff like that. But
What
then
was-
again,
And then
Eli,
wait,
you teleported us to Grand Shop.
I mean, that was an accident. That's not
But-
where I was
but
trying to get us.
You have enough power to teleport through 3 people plus our familiars with all the
Well,
way to Grand Shop. That's a distance. That's
better-
a lot of strength.
that's
So-
I mean, I know like that's I think the big question is we know why us 3 were outside of the range of whatever happened on the school, but why was Dooley in the forest?
Oh, we don't know.
Is there any way we can we go to the forest like right now before he gets there? Kind of like be there before Dooley. I think we should
It's about 5 o'clock. Just
Yeah,
for a
I
reference,
think
remember,
we
it's about
should
5 o'clock.
definitely
so we're due
be
for
there.
supper pretty quick too.
Oh, we got. What time is supper?
Supper's around 6.
Oh, okay, so then yeah, we supper and then we go to the. We got to get there way before he is.
Maybe we should just do a flyby.
'Cause
or something.
I feel like
Scope
we
out the area.
scoping out the area before the meet and greet. is definitely something that we need to do.
Okay, so is there anything in the books or any spell that you might know, Eli, that can make us invisible? Unseen? Maybe we can have some vantage points, you know what I mean? Like, if we're invisible in the air, or if we're invisible in the forest, and just maybe... Because he doesn't know that we know.
I don't have an invisible spell, but I do have kind of like a zone of silence to where anybody outside of the dome can't hear anything inside of the dome.
Inside the dome. I'm like whispering in. Can I see it?
Maybe we should go back to the library and see if we can do some quick research on an invisibility or some type of way to like hide behind an illusion to where the forest looks normal, but you know what I mean? We're standing there and they just can't see us. We'll put a projection up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like I said, all I got is the silence dome. So if we got silence and invisibility on our side, I think we'll be good.
That way we can protect Pepper from afar, or not. Just we can give her some space so Dooley can let his guard down.
Oh crap! I forgot. I'm thinking we're all three gonna meet him there. It's just Pepper, isn't it?
It's just Pepper. Yeah.
All right.
He has no idea. We have the element of surprise on Dooley right now because he only knows that she remembers.
All right.
Because she mentioned that she got teleported.
It kind of feels like we're using Pepper as bait then.
In a way, but I mean, if she was uncomfortable with it, she would let us know.
Wouldn't you, Pepper?
Into my ring and go.
It's the same plan we're using right now. If you think about it.
I'm gonna take a bite out of my marshmallow wand and look at my notes. I'm gonna arc really sucks. And I'm looking at it like, this homework really sucks. I'm gonna take another bite of my marshmallow wand and just chew and go, oh God, I don't want to do it.
Well,
you'll be totally safe out there. We'll be at least within earshot of you, of course, because we got the charms. And if anything happens, I mean, we're moments away.
Moments away.
We'll probably just be floating around.
Yeah, I don't. And then maybe we'll take your wand or your broom, or make sure you take your broom when you meet them. So that way, if we need to get the heck out of Dodge, we can do it. But I'm gonna go back to that library, Eli, and I'm gonna try to find some way to maybe increase my illusion, so I can maybe put up an illusion barrier while you put that sounds of silence.
All right, I'm gonna stay close to Dooley for the rest of the duration, just to kind of see if he meets with anybody.
So you're gonna incognito spy on him? Yeah.
I don't know. I want to figure out why he alone was in the woods by himself. Maybe he wasn't alone.
He was. He's hiding something. He just doesn't know. He just doesn't want to tell us.
All right. Well, then that's, I guess, the plan, right?
All right. So, boom, I'm going to go off to the library and just some quick research with Luna to see if I can find some type of illusion spell.
All right, what kind of illusion spell are you looking for?
Something that basically, think of it like taking a picture of the forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then projecting that in front of us, but obviously we'll be behind it to where like
your green screen in it?
He thinks that everything's normal in the forest, but really we're standing. So I will want to match the dome of silence just to make sure everything is matches up. It syncs together. Because I want to be in sync with Eli's spell.
Because remember, the dome is everything on the outside can't hear what's inside the the dome.
Yes. So I want everything on the inside to look how it would have been without us there.
Make me a brains check as you scour through books in the library.
And tell me when you find the name of that spell.
All right.
Big money in awareness. Let's do.
Little nervous.
You got
You
this.
got this.
Yeah. Does the dice
Yay!
have it?
6.
Okay. Plus one.
Um,
Oh wait, no. Wait, what am I using? Not charm, right? I'm using brains.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's a 6.
on a D10, right?
Yep.
And are you using any kind of adversity tokens?
I don't need any to activate my broom, right?
No, not unless you have a specific ability
I'm
that
gonna
is used for that.
I'm gonna pump one in because I used my, oh shoot. I don't know if I should because I had to activate my necklace, right?
No, I activated the link, so you didn't lose any. You currently have 2.
Okay, well then yeah, we'll pump one in into that. That's so I'll give myself a 7.
So before you pump any in, I'll say this. How about this? You can roll your dice once per hour of study that you're in the library. So it sounds like you have probably about 3 hours before you need to get ready.
Okay.
So if you don't want to put your adversity token to this one, you can roll 2 more times. However, for each hour of study you go, I'm gonna put the difficulty up 1 because you're gonna be tired eventually of just looking at words on the page.
That's a fatigue, basically. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can keep the 6, or you can roll again if you want.
Are you learning anything? Is he learning anything new, or just a better way to do what he's trying to do to give him a better?
I'm not going to declare what succeeds or fails until he has decided all the things he's going to roll.
I say go for it. But it's
I
better.
know, yeah, I'm gonna roll again, but what I'm looking for is basically a way to help me pull this illusion off. So something, either a spell that's already known, or something to help me focus my illusionary spells.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So whether it's something that Pepper can give me that I can eat that will boost me up, or something, you know what I mean? I'm just looking for something to help ease the pain.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna roll.
You're gonna spend another hour studying.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend another hour studying.
All right.
All right. This is the last one.
For one more if you want it, yeah.
Yeah, here it is. No,
10,
I'm just gonna go. I'm not gonna use the adversity token.
All right.
Just gonna go for it.
10. Dang,
So
another 5. What the heck?
So I'll say if you want to use an adversity token, you can use it on one of those 3. I'll let you choose which one.
Just use it on a 5.
No, what?
No, use it on the 6 and it goes to 7.
Use it on the 6.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess, but I was thinking like it's more difficult for each one. If 6 was a passing,
he wasn't going to tell you until you had decided.
I know. I'm just guessing. So if 6 was a passing, and then the second one is another 6, and I don't know. It seems like
I should use it on the first 6, so it's 7. That way, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'll say that you're gonna get 2 adversity tokens back. I'll say that you didn't quite find what you're looking for. You found a spell called Arboretum. I'll put it in the chat what it's spelled as.
You can spell arbor.
Arboretum. And what that does is probably what closest to what you wanted to do. But essentially it turns you into a actual tree until you release a spell. So you can't talk, you can't move, you are a tree.
How does
So
he release that?
Nothing.
Yeah, it's something that just, when he's done, when he feels done being a tree, he can just stop being a tree.
Sounds dangerous.
It does
But
sound-
it's not like cover that you're looking for where you're like the illusion of the forest or anything like that. It is just you are a tree.
Okay.
But you get 2 adversity tokens for that. Kind of pulled your research together to give you something, but not quite exactly what you wanted.
Can I roll again and see if I can use this spell on somebody else other than myself?
Turn people into trees now?
Yes.
Yeah.
What are you,
You can
Captain Planet
so-
over here?
So when you read that the article on
This is
the
intriguing.
spell, yeah. So when you read the article on the spell, it allows you to take the form of a tree or a willing participant to take the form of a tree.
Ooh, okay.
If they are not willing, then it just automatically fails.
Oh no!
There has to be a willing participant.
Gosh.
So wait, you said if they're not willing, it just automatically misses.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing of how you dissipate the spell. When
Okay.
you no longer want to be a tree, you no longer
You don't
are a
want to
tree.
be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they immediately don't want to be a tree, they just won't be.
Got it.
I figured they're gonna always immediately not want to be a tree. If you were
Unless
forced
they're
into
willing.
being,
Yeah,
They're
unless they're willing.
All right. So then that's my time in the library.
And it is 8:00 for you.
Oh shit!
So it's 8
I've had
p.m.
a really good supper after leaving. I had roast chicken and red potatoes with lots of butter and salt. And I sat with my finches trying to figure out where in the hell Azax was. What'd you do for supper, Eli, since you ditched Azax in the
so
the
I've
library?
been following close to old Dooley over here. Did I see anything out of the ordinary? Did he talk to anybody, or has he just been kind of a shut-in, going about his day to day?
No, I mean when Dooley leaves detention, he immediately heads back to the headmaster's office. He spends about 30 minutes helping the headmaster with some kind of errand in the headmaster's office. Nothing that seems out of the ordinary. Putting books away, dusting, that type of thing. You do see him sneak back into the astrology lab. And it looks like he's looking for something, maybe like he lost a book or something.
Mhm.
You see him kind of peeking under his desk, moving his seat around, kind of like patting himself down, looking for something. But after about 5 minutes, he can't find it. He moves back out of the astrology lab. And then he immediately makes his way to the dining hall, and he sits down. He sits down kind of in an area like this is a great hall, right? Like there's food everywhere. Students are, getting together. They're laughing. They're chatting. They're using their wands to play little games and things like that.
Mhm.
But he's kind of sitting by himself, with his cohort, but just kind of like the guy on the end, not engaging, not talking, just solemnly eating his food. He's got his wand. He's just kind of like playing with it on the table, just kind of making it dance, just flicking it around.
So
But
nothing
not
out of
really,
the ordinary then.
nothing out of the ordinary. Around that time, you'd see Pepper in the dining hall as well. You could sit down with her and still have a good eye on him. But
So yeah, that's definitely what I want to do. I want to go sit right next to Pepper for the time being.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
kind
so
of
this puts you guys around like 7 o'clock. Like food was served around 6. People kind of meander in, so you guys had time to kind of put your stuff down for school. You followed Dooley around for a little bit, and you guys meet up around 6:45, 7 o'clock.
Okay. All of
Do you
us, you
think
said, right?
No,
No.
He was still in the library.
Azax was in the library researching until
3 hours.
8 o'clock. Yeah, 3 hours.
So I'm gonna lean towards you and go, do you think we should get like some biscuits or something for Azax? I mean, Luna gets really hungry. I don't want her biting somebody's dick off.
I mean, we should probably definitely keep Luna agitated like that. We don't know what's gonna go down tonight, and he'll be fine. But I think it's eye on the plan right now. Like,
But what if Azax like tips over from hunger? I don't want him to like try to eat something that's not edible out in the forest. I mean,
Meanwhile,
guess-
you see Azax opening that pouch that Pepper gave him. He's just eating. He's just eating the herbs and stuff that she gave him. He's like,
I guess
at
you
least the
can.
peppermint's good.
oh god.
You can bring him my food. I'm too focused on what's gonna happen because I don't know. I don't trust Dooley.
So I'm gonna wave my wand over Eli's plate, and it's gonna just like origami swan like into a little swan boat, when you would get them from the restaurants. So it's all packaged and ready to go.
Yeah, so you do that. You wave your wand. It folds itself into this intricate swan of foil with feathers and ornate tail feathers. And like as it kind of seals itself up, its head looks at you, gives you a little wink, and back into that foil package of food.
I think so. You're meeting them at 9 o'clock at the edge of the forest. Oh, did we lose her?
I think we might have to take a second break because I think we might have lost her for just a moment.
All right, then we'll hold off real quick as she's frozen in time.
She is frozen in carbonite.
So they got her with the time freeze spell,
Yep.
Are you sure she's not in the library? I've been in here for 3 hours and I've barely opened the book. Time is
No, you probably went through like 5 books in that library.
Sweet.
You read through some books. You know what? I'll say you also probably found a spell to fill your tummy in that time.
Sweet, I can conjure cheddar biscuits.
No. It just gives the illusion of your stomach being full.
Oh, well, that works.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
So you could technically die that way.
Oh, it's basically just the Peter Pan spell. Imagine food,
Yeah.
and then
That's
fine.
exactly what it is.
So
Those kids all starved to death.
They all died. Yes, they all died. I don't know what's.
It's basically just the.
What happened?
I hear you guys coming through her speaker. Oh, she's in the message.
Stuff.
She's still locked into the time zone.
Yeah.
She's in the Phantom Zone.
And now she's gone.
Uh-oh.
She's typing in the Twitter.
Okay.
This is a great time to say that Kids on Brooms is what is it? What's the company that does it?
Renegade Games.
Renegade Games.
They have a trilogy of games out so far. Kids on Bikes. We
can hear you. Yeah, you're back.
The question is, can you hear me?
Yeah, no, we can hear you.
Renegade Games.
Can you hear us?
Oh, can you, Fasha? Can you?
Oh nope, she just froze again.
She just said my dang internet hit.
Ah.
But Kids on so the Kids On series by Renegade Games
Mhm.
has Kids On Bikes, which is that Stranger Things Scooby-Doo style mystery.
Nice,
Um,
nice.
And then you have obviously Kids on Brooms, which is this Harry Potter-esque world
Magical world.
of magic and going to a magical school. And then the last one we have is Teens in Space, which, as you imagine, it's not necessarily teens. So they're clear on that in that book. It's not necessarily teens, even though that's the title. It is just about a good old space adventure.
Oh, cool.
Right on, right on.
That's the
Yeah.
one that Laura wanted to play because she wanted to do a real sci-fi thing.
I'm super excited about that. I think you stepped away when we were talking about it earlier. The way combat works in that game for space combat, because with these games, there's not like HP. There's no HP meters on anybody's sheets or anything like that. It's very much if you take damage, you could die, and that's clear in all the books. But with the teens and space, it's a little bit different because in space you're going to have space combat. It's going to be potentially naval. You could be part of the military, that type of thing. So the way it works is you take damage from your ships, and your ships have their own character sheet that you guys run. But it has a character sheet. Then you have different they call high A points, something like that. But basically, you can upgrade your ship. You buy upgrades for your ship. There's different consoles on your ship, and as you take damage, it's either heat damage or other damage that is then applied to the overall health of the ship. And once you start deteriorating, your consoles in your ship start exploding, and either you sacrifice the ship or you have to sacrifice components of your ship that you then either have to replace or repair. So it's a pretty cool combat system. It'll give you that definite space combat effect. But Amy's back.
I'm for it.
You could sacrifice your red coats and your red shirts and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Like one Pepper Leibowitz who's trying to make freaking like tinfoil wands to make sure Azax doesn't have to have any Peter Pan imaginary food.
Apparently made a while you were doing your tinfoil swan, you froze time and got your spells crossed a little bit. Oh, that's what happened again.
Oh,
So
you know,
Pepper's the one that froze everyone in time.
Yep.
if
Blue Aurora.
Garbage. You know, I'm
you're catching up right
moving
now,
my
and it's
time
like
wimey.
fast forwarding
Oh my
through
gosh.
time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
If your internet is eating dust, we could pause right here. I know it's a short session, but obviously you're going to be integral into the rest of this.
Yeah.
This mission.
Yeah, the focus
so
is.
If you feel like it's gonna eat dirt, then we'll pause and come back next week.
We could definitely say that now we are going towards the woods. It's curfew. We've pretended that we've gone up to our prospective cohorts into our dorms.
Yeah.
And we've synchronized our proverbial watches.
Quick question, Squiggle.
Yes.
And I'm going to very quick.
Okay, quick question.
Yes.
This spell where I turn into a tree, right? Hear me out.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Can I still move as a tree?
Can a tree move?
Only when the wind hits it.
Depends on the universe. Is this what I'm gonna throw out there?
You're not turning into a tree ant. It's not like you're not Treebeard.
I'm just saying. I think it would be kind of fun if a tree just kind of slides through the hallways of the school.
It sure would be. And had you rolled a little bit higher, that may have happened.
Damn it! Curse you, rolls.
But I think that's a good place to stop for tonight. As Amy said, you guys have kind of got what you need to start heading that direction, and we'll pick up with you guys headed trying to sneak out of the school and into the forest.
I mean, right now it's
Perfect.
still going well unless we wanted to stop. I could try for like another 10 minutes and see how far we get ourselves.
On my end, you're still cutting out a lot.
Okay,
Dang, Flabbit.
yeah, let's just
Yeah.
call it there that way. That way we can have it more coherent and stuff. For this next part, that's probably going to be
Integral
pretty important
to the
listen.
story. Yeah.
Yes.
Super
So,
important.
man, this is fun. And I swear, like every time we start to, it goes by so fast because I feel like an hour has not passed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, it's
we
been
only
like,
did
it's
an
been like
hour.
an hour and a half now, right?
Yeah,
It's been an hour?
It feels
Yeah.
like it hasn't even
An
passed.
hour and a half.
Clocking about an hour and a half. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
yeah. I love it. I'm glad you guys are having fun. I have fun when you guys have fun, so I'm glad you're enjoying it.
No, I gotta start looking up prank spells now because apparently that's gonna be my thing. It's like, cause Danny Thurston, you fucked up. All right, don't you threaten
Did
me.
he? Did
Don't-
he? I mean,
don't you
hold
threaten me.
on. Who threatened who first?
That is
Okay,
very true.
I threatened, but you don't re-threaten me. Okay, you don't bounce it back. All right.
I
That's
mean, if it helps, he admired your threat.
It's true. But see, now he thinks he can get one over on me, and
He thinks he has a favor in his pocket, whether you want him to have a favor or not.
oh well, see, that's why we got to fix the timeline so he doesn't remember.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Oh man.
All right,
Alright, so-
everybody. We will wrap it up and continue next week with episode 4 of Mystery at Salem Academy, and we will see what happens in the spooky forest. I think when I wrap this up, I'll actually have names for every single episode after the fact, because I'm thinking of already a name for this one with we'll see. So say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us.
Wow. All right, later.